How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John and I'm here in Germany. So I figured I would do these vlogs while I'm in Germany and basically discuss what's running through my head. My thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on things, really just anything that comes to mind. And the idea was I would do these daily and they'd be something I'd be able to look back on and think about just like, who knows, maybe 5 years down the line be like, yeah, I was in Germany. That was a funny thing that happened. And I was going to do these every night. However, I missed the first night. Here I am now. I've been in Germany for 2 days now. I suppose 24 hours. I forget what time I arrived. The first day, though, I was just way too tired to record a video. I sat there in bed and I thought, I should really make a video now. I have the time. I'm all alone. I might as well, but I'm just like, I'm too tired. I was up for 30 hours, I believe. Maybe more, and I mean, I stayed up so late, and then I ate, and it just made me sick, and I was like, there's no way I can do this more, so I went to bed, and right beside me is my very comfy bed. I'm much appreciative of the host family that is housing me. You guys are wonderful. If you see this, I really appreciate your hospitality. See, the thing was, this is my first time leaving the country, as well as my first flight, and it was an extremely crazy experience. I mean, just when the plane takes off and then like you just see the ground, everything is so linear. It's like it's a linear plane in terms of like just boxes. And then when you get to the coast and you see the shore, and of course the shore is yellow because of the beach, but it just becomes a whole new thing when you see it with a bird's eye view. It's ridiculous. It's like, it makes you wonder, is the entire coast like this? Because of course it is, but you never think of it that way. You just think you're at the beach, but literally the beach runs all the way down and it creates a yellow outline, a stroke around the world, and it was really cool to see. I don't know. It's my first time flying. It was incredible. The seats were very tight and close together. Airline food was decent. I can finally understand when comedians say, hey, how about that airline food? But it was interesting. It was I don't want to say it was good, because it was 8 hours and it was boring as heck. But it was an experience, and I'm glad I did it. It was a lot of fun. Let's say the thing was, landing like those first couple hours in Germany were probably some of the craziest. Like when we had first gotten there, we took a train, and this took us to another train station. The first train was uneventful, but the second train in the train station, they might be the highlight of the trip. So we go under, the station's underground, we go under, and there's all these different stores, and we were like, this is nice, but we're gonna leave. So, without the permission of our teacher, we were told to be back in an hour. We walked out, and we started walking around the town, and we found this market that was selling books. And my buddy Matt, he wanted to buy this book, but he didn't want to say anything, so I walk over, and I say, Wie viel kostet das Buch? Which means, how much does that book cost? And the man says, 6 euros. And my buddy Will next to me says, oh, das ist sehr preiswert. Sehr preiswert. Which means that's a reasonable price. And he just keeps saying it and saying it and saying it. And the woman there is just like, yeah, yeah. And she's just going on and on and on in German. None of us have any idea what she's saying. And Matt's like, that's good enough for me. So he forks over 6 euros and buys the book. And he has this big old children's book about, I think, elves or something. I'm not sure. I didn't read the title, but now he's got this book. It was interesting. And then we keep walking, and we see that it was called Fitness Center. It was in English, and like, yeah, we get some mad gains, and we look and we see the place is just abandoned. Nothing is there. The building is dark, so we could not get any mad gains, unfortunately. Once we got on the train, that's when things started to get really weird. So we get on the train and we're moving to our seats. On this train you have specific seats and that's where you're supposed to sit. We're moving this way, and then there are a horde of guys moving this way, many of them carrying large cases of beer. And they're very loud, they're partying, they're having a great time. One of them even offered me a beer, but he was like, oh no, you're too young, before I could even say anything. And the entire train, they're just having a party behind us. There's one guy with a pink wig wearing a pink tutu, and he's just running around dancing, and he has a sign that's hanging over him and a basket. And he comes over to our group, And he's trying to sell us stuff. The first thing is he tries to sell us alcohol. He has like these little tiny bottles of who knows what, I couldn't even tell. And he's trying to sell to us, and we're all just there like, what? I don't know. And then he said, and then he pulls out gummies, and he's like, "Does anybody want the gummies?" And we're just like, we don't say anything. And then he's like, lollies, and he pulls out a lollipop, and then we just all start bursting into laughter. And he keeps trying to sell us stuff and sell stuff. Eventually he gives up. So what he does is he takes a handful of gummy bear packets and he just plops them in front of me. And I look at my teacher and I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, I don't know. And so they're just there continuing to party, having a good time. And it was ridiculous. These guys were the highlight of the trip. They were fantastic. They were too funny. Once we got off the train though, I was a bit hungry and I decided to go to a vending machine. The vending machine prices aren't as uniform as they are in America. In America, they might be $1.75, $1.25, $1.50, $2. They're all sort of base 25 cents. But not European vending machines. They could be 60 cents, 70 cents, $1, $2, or euros I should say. And what you're able to do is pretty much spend all of your money if you just play around with the numbers properly. So I spent €5 on different candies. And many of my friends said it was crazy. But the idea is I can try these in the vlogs and give my impression. So we'll start off with Trolli Yo-Fruits yogurt gummies. They are 35 Frucht in der Füllung, so 35% fruit in the filling, I believe. My friend was eating these, and the aroma was incredibly strong. So we'll open this up and give it a try. Bon appetit. That was strange. The filling didn't really have a flavor, but I could tell it was in my mouth. I think this one is lemon. I'm going to open this one up first. I want to try the filling. Very sticky. That's not bad. These ones don't smell as much. Maybe it's just because they're a little bit older. Oh, I don't think so. I would buy those. Those were good. Money well spent. Either Trolli or Yo-Fruit, whoever the company is, you make good snacks. These are pretty good. I might keep munching on these. But yeah, so we have other snacks that we will continue to try while we are in Germany, and I will get more snacks as time goes on. I think that's a fun little thing to do in the vlogs. See, while we were taking the trains to Osnabrück, which is where we were staying, we weren't speaking very much German. We were all I was with my friends. We all speak English. We're going to speak English with one another. However, once we got with our host family, German turned on, and we were expected to speak German with them because, of course, we're in their country, they're housing us, we should speak their language. And German is very tiring to speak, especially if you're not a native speaker. You have to be on all the time. You have to always be listening, and if you've been up for 24 hours, you're going to have a hard time doing that, and it was incredibly tiring. I was ready to just like doze off and fall asleep. We didn't do too much that day. It was a fairly uneventful day. It was just travel and then sleep as soon as possible. Highlight of the day though, hands down, was being on the train with the group of guys as they're partying on the train. My teacher said they were probably going to or from some bachelor party or whatever, and the guy with the pink wig and the tutu was probably getting married. Either way, it was very ridiculous. It was hilarious. The guy's just there selling us the candy, and we're just like, what do we do? And now we have hundreds of little car-shaped gummies. So, how would I rate the day? 10 out of 10. It's been a good trip. I'll talk to you guys later.